Welcome to Real Truth and Power. Come on in. The show will be starting soon. 1 minute. Let's go, let's go. I got a phenomenal guest, Miss Valencia Esther, Queen, CEO of Superinvestors. So you're going to really love this show. Come on into the building. Show me some love. And I got you covered. The show will be starting in 1 minute. Come on in. Forty seconds. Thank you for tuning into the Real Truth and Power Live podcast, where we provide health, wealth, and knowledge yourself. I got a phenomenal guest today. She is the CEO of Superinvestors.org. So please click on that link. Show our sister some love. She has some phenomenal games that help you learn how to create businesses and invest. So I got to get this information into the people. Let's start the show.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right. Again, welcome to the Real Truth and Power Live podcast. Man, we got to talk about building wealth, learning how to be an investor. We always talk about being poised, P-O-I-S-E, a producer, a owner, investor, a saver, and last but not least, an entrepreneur. So I wanted to bring this sister in. She has games. Adults can play, kids can play. From babies on up, well, not babies, like 5 or 6 on up, I believe. And you can learn how to start being a business owner and learn how to invest. So it was definitely important for me to bring my sister on and let's support her business and let's get the information out too. Let me bring it into the fold. All right, I'm blessed to have Miss Valencia Queen with us today, family. Miss Valencia, please give the people tell the people a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, so my name is, as he said, Valencia Esther Queen, and my background is in finances. Basically, I've been doing tax preparation and writing books in stock market and everything like that for quite some time. I started at this location in 1999, and I've been here since then. Wow. My passion is educating and promoting and teaching our youth about finances. That's my ultimate passion, to raise an awareness of, the purpose and why we need finances taught in the home. So that's just a little synopsis. I studied at Dominguez University. I got my sociology degree. Let's see what else is there. I've written several books. My second passion is I inspire men. I have books on Amazon that I inspire men. And what else? There's just a whole lot. So every time you put a petal, you're going to get another blossom. So.
Well, I'm glad I have you here. Clearly, you're a very powerful and talented sister. I want to talk about your company, Superinvestors. Just talk about the vision and the mission with Superinvestors.
Okay, awesome. So the vision with Superinvestors, once again, is to educate our youth about financial literacy, such as the stock market, building a business, creating a business, career ladders that they can actually create within their neighborhood. So let's say, for example, you have some community kids and they want to start a business, and there's different positions and different ranks that our kids have not been exposed to.
Yeah.
That I want to expose them to. So I created this card playing game called CEO, and it's basically whoever built their business first, that's who becomes the CEO. And I made this game very interactive. There's information on this game that I guarantee you every household can benefit from. Guarantee you. And not only that, the kids will benefit from it and learn something that the schools do not teach. Like I said, I have my degree and I never ever learned none of this information from elementary to the university. You don't get none of this information that's in this little bitty box. But it's fun and interactive, and it's a what is that? When you can kind of break not the trend, but what am I trying to say here? You know how you want to
the cycle.
The cycle, but no, like you want to introduce or have the conversation with your children. This is a good icebreaker. That's what I want to say. It's an icebreaker to change the conversation in your home, because once you change your conversation, you know what I mean? You can change your life. Once you can have these type of problems instead of problems that's not even necessary. By changing your conversation. So that was this. And of course, everything I've done, it came from, first of all, the vision came from God. Let me just say that. I'm not going to even front. I closed my eyes and I saw these games being played by angels. And I opened my eyes and was like blown away, like, oh my God, those are games. But they did come from a place from within myself, of the passion and the need. So the story can go deep as I take it, but I'm starting right here. Okay. Then we have Rags or Riches. So the company Superinvestors have 2 games so far and 4 books that I'm publishing soon. But this is Rags or Riches, and this game teaches the stock market.
Okay, wow.
And I guarantee you every household can benefit from this game. Every household. It's such an icebreaker to introduce to your children how the world goes, how to invest, how to lose money, how to build money, how to gain confidence and self-esteem, to keep investing, to not give up. There's a lot that goes on psychologically as well as physiologically within self. You learn a lot about yourself when you have money in your hand, when you lose it, and when you gain it. It's just so much that goes on when you play both of these games. You discover, if you're anything like me, I'm always searching, looking to discover, looking to ways to challenge myself to be better. I look at my failures, I look at my good times, my bad, I look at everything.
Right. And
so that I can feed up on it and you grow. So let me tell you, I love this game, but this game is fun because it's interactive with kids 7 and up. But this game is so powerful. It's so powerful. This game is ages 12 and up. And and I tell you, once you learn the information from it, your kids it opens up both games. Opens up your children to ask questions. I played this game with kids and I can hear them say something like, well, what is this? Well, what is this for? They have no clue. So let's say, for example, I went to a high school and I took Rags or Riches.
Okay.
And while at the high school, I taught them how to play, but I engaged them. I said, okay, so on your way here, how many banks did you see? And then they were able to name some of the banks. And I said, okay, so that is the financial industry. So they were able to connect the two. See, just within your own home, within your own community, you can connect it back to this game. And it's going to give your kids and yourself empowerment, because now you know where you're spending your money, who you're spending your money with, and how you're spending your money. And if this money that you're spending into these companies are investing in the communities that you live in. So it's giving you and your children your power back, and it's helping you say, okay, I can make financial decisions, that help run the world. Because whether you know it or not, like it or not, the decisions that we make spending our money is a part of how this world is ran. And if you pay attention and be intentional, then you can see the power that you really have to contribute into this world. So the game is deep. I can go on and on and take take it just as deep as anybody want to go. In the same classroom, I remember talking about the kids' shoes. We talked about their tennis shoes and who had on the, different name brands of shoes and what these companies have done for the community. And, we talked about it. So it helped the kids bring awareness to their mind where it enlightens them. So now they're not just educated in school, but then they're taught an educational life skill, which is finances.
Well, you covered two important things that we always push at Real Truth and Power. That's financial literacy, black entrepreneurship, and the black community. So that's phenomenal. Go into that just a little bit. I want to go into your games a little bit more, but go into the importance of financial literacy, not only just for our kids, but letting them know even through your games that adults can learn while they're teaching their kids.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, what I did was I purposely, the vision that I got, and then, from how it grew from there, it's purposely designed for parents to interact with their kids.
Okay.
My first financial experience was not good. Okay, my first financial experience, if I tell you, I'll probably end up in jail. No, I'll go ahead and say it. But the first time I came into outside of, okay, your mama giving you $1 to go spend at the store, go buy some candy, go buy this, go buy that. You putting your money out there, but nobody ever taught us financial literacy.
Right. So
when I got to a certain age, I had a bank account. And I'm like, I know if I put some money in this ATM, it's going to give me some money back. Mm-hmm. But back in those days, you could put the money in an envelope. Remember, you could tell the envelope how much you can, how much you have.
Right. Yeah, that was back in the day.
Back in the day. So I needed some money. So I called myself, putting a piece of paper in there and said, I owe you. And let me tell you, I said, Valencia, that was a federal crime. When the bank opened up the next day, I rushed to take the money back. Mm-hmm. Because I had my conscience was like, wait a minute, what did you just do?
Right.
However, that was my first awakening of financial literacy. That was my first awakening. And so everybody have a story to tell. I remember being younger where my aunt used to be like, don't answer the door. That's the insurance man coming by. Mm-hmm. It was negative. Don't answer the telephone. I didn't pay this bill. You know what I mean? Or it got to the point sometimes, to be honest with you, where when the light man cut off the lights, my little brother was going to cut them back on.
Right.
So, those were my experience as a child. Not that I didn't have a bad parent. We just wasn't taught financial literacy.
Correct.
And we had to, my mother did the best she could with what she had and what she understood. But now we have the opportunity to learn more, to stretch and grow and challenge ourselves. The way we handle and conduct our finances, we cannot continue on in 2020 and 2021 the same way. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter where we start. So the games, I'm sorry, I ran off and left your question. What was your question?
No. Just in general about, how parents can learn through the games as well. Because like you said, we weren't financially literate growing up. Our kids, we may be able to teach them through the games, but sometimes parents are a little nervous because they don't know themselves. So they're kind of stagnant. Like, I want to play the game, but, just talk about how both parent and child can learn to have fun.
Okay. Now, in the way I talk, sometimes I tend to go deep.
No, you good. That's what I want.
Right. Okay. So, because I like to touch the cells. I like to go on a cellular level because this information, it really is from within, so the parents and the kids can most definitely engage and learn so much together, and your child could be learning with you and help you build and help. Your child wouldn't be like, mama, give me some money for some tennis shoes that's never going to teach them how to jump high.
Right.
Okay. You'll never be able to slam dunk. So your child would have an awareness with the parent. And then the child could be like, Mom, did we save money this week? How much were you able to save? I was able to save. Mom, did we make a good investment? Did we study? Did we know a new company was coming out in the stock market? Right. We would have better information on, you have to share with one another and collaborate and talk as parents and children. Because parents don't know how to communicate with their kids about finances because, number one, it's embarrassing when they don't have. When a parent can't provide for a child, then they tend to be embarrassed and shameful. And then they tend to hustle the best way they can hustle to get what the kid need, not understanding is what's needed is financial literacy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so how can they benefit from both of them is growing together, getting valuable information, collaborating together, coming up with creating a business. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Somebody's standing back. Okay,
No,
there we go. Creating a business, whatever it takes, because when you learn information, it changes your conversation. Right. And then especially when you're learning it with your children, it doesn't make them adults, but you will want your kids to learn early, because I've seen parents leave their children inheritance, leave them big lump sums of money, and guess what? The kid they blow it. Yeah. They blow it. So to learn and have fun, now another thing, to have fun while learning. Right. It makes a big difference because it puts your brain in a different position where you're not stressed. If I'm saying, okay, let's learn by paying bills, now we're stressed. But if I say, let's learn by having fun, you're not stressed. So it opens up the mind and the sensors in the mind so that you can be more creative and think free. Okay. With no pressure and no stress. You're removing all the stigma that stress and pressure can bring when you learn in a fun way. So even with like LA Unified School District and a lot of school districts, they have adapt. When kids go to school early, they adapt this thing called learn through play. Yeah, I heard of that. And that's what I kind of adapted. So let's say, for example, if you tell a child, look at this apple and describe it to me. Then that child can say, okay, it's red, it's round, or it's green, it's round, it has a stem, etc. But if you slice that apple and let the child taste it and feel it, now that child has an experience with an apple. So just like with finances, let them have an experience early with finances so that they can have an awareness and then they can grow. You can't grow without an experience. Right. So, and then whether if it's from learning from somebody else or learning through play. So I chose to channel play because I know what it does to the mind when your mind is in a certain position, you know. And a lot of parents, people tell kids, you know, you make your kids feel inadequate. You make your kids feel not important. Mm-hmm. It's important to invite them. I heard several people say, oh, you know, you're not that important, or this is not important. No, everything about you is important because you were born here with a purpose, so that makes you important. So you have to pull them in on this level and let them see you're not sacrificing to buy Jordans. You're making sure things happen to build a business, a legacy, a future. You know what I mean? You want more than just, oh, I have to work hard to sacrifice to pay bills. I have to work hard to sacrifice to buy you some tennis shoes or a new cell phone and all all that stuff. That's never going to add value to your life. Right. To your future. So I stress that finances is a life skill. You need finances, and you may not want to be wealthy, and that's fine. But you still want to maintain your life status, your life skill. Yeah. You still want to take care of yourself. You should still be empowered to know if your income, I'm gonna use a low number. Let's say if your income is $20,000 a year. Well, it's important that I learn how to manage that $20,000 for the year because it's going to get me to my next year. And you may just be happy with that. Mm-hmm. This is not a judgment zone. This is an awareness, a space of awareness. You know, a space so that we can empower that child so that child can see beyond a warehouse job, number one. Mm-hmm. They can see beyond being inadequate, that they are important to where they spend their dollar. Where you spend your money does matter, and it does affect the community in which you live in. Yeah. You know, everything about you is important, and you are needed. So it goes so deeper than just, I'm playing a game. No, it's deeper for me, and I'm always end up on that side of the fence. I always try to come to the fun side, but deep down, it's like it goes much more deeper than just that for me. Yes, if you're just tuning in, we have Miss Valencia Esther, Queen. I got the Queen on there, so yes, please hit that like and that share button, and let's get this information out here. It's a phenomenal company that's spreading knowledge about financial literacy and to our people. Yes, I love it. Before I go, I'm going to go into your games a little bit more before I let you go, but I want to ask you this because one of your games is specifically about investing. And for some reason,
when I grew up, all of my friends, my family, investing was like, what can I say? We were scared to invest. It was like something that we didn't want to mess with. Talk about the importance of investing and how we need to, as a community, start investing and looking at the stock market, if not just to research it.
Okay, I want to say this part. Once again, I'll start from my deep first. I launch out to the deep. So I always say, get on your mark, get set, go, to love yourself. So when you love investing in yourself is the greatest investment. Okay, that's number one. Loving yourself, getting on your mark to love yourself is the greatest investment. Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't value yourself, then you're no good to the community. Mm-hmm. You're just simply not. Because for the simple fact that it has to resonate within self first. So then now, whenever I have invested in myself, I've always gotten a return. Because I started with self-love first. If you care about yourself and love yourself, even when it goes wrong, yes, things are going to go wrong, but that it's not there to destroy you. It's there so that you can see what you can do better next time, so it starts with loving self first. Then you can love the people around you to understand the importance of everybody else around you so that you know how to invest wisely, because you're not just investing money. You're investing your time, your energy, your spirit, your mind, your just everything within you, your being. So that's the biggest investment you can give the people around you, is being active, right? Loving yourself and being active. Now we move forward to investing in within self. For example, I had a mentor. I didn't know anything about buying houses, etc. Mm-hmm. And I met someone said to me, I was driving a Lincoln Navigator. I got a Lincoln Navigator truck, and a guy approached me and he said, "I bet you don't have more money in your bank account than you do the cost of this truck." And I was like, who do you think you're talking to? But I'm not stupid though, because when wisdom walk on the scene, I know how to listen. Mm-hmm. So I said, "You're right, I don't." And so he said, well, I can introduce you to somebody that can help you. So he introduced me to this guy, great person. And I wish I knew his name. I bought his video tapes. Anyway, it was an older black guy. And he's passed away already. He already transitioned. But I paid him $5,000. I met him. I paid him $5,000 to teach me how to buy houses his way. Okay. And which was good. We went to auctions and things like that. And I ended up buying 2 houses in 1 month. And they both blessed me. Okay, the one was, I had a divorce and all that good stuff. So the one that was mine blessed me in the end. He taught me how to work that whole system. And so I said that to say, when you love yourself and trust yourself and invest in yourself, and when somebody pour that information into you and you apply that knowledge, that information, when you know how and when to apply it and when to use it, not with my own intellectual properties, because my own intellectual properties would have told me don't do it, because I didn't have the capacity to think within that space. Right. But I love myself, trust myself enough to get out of that space, to get into a different space of someone that I trusted. It was $5,000. It wasn't gonna make me nor break me. But I trusted myself to trust this person, and the reward was much greater. That $5,000 was nothing compared to the fold that came in. So I'm grateful for me trusting myself in that space. So, you have to start with yourself. You don't start off with something and like setting your intentions and things like that. I tell people all the time, like you can't, if me being on the front line, for example, I wouldn't do it. I'll stay in my box. But I have people now pushing me out of my box. So it takes me a moment to get like all the way there. Right. Things around me start happening and falling apart, and I have to regroup. So I'm like, what's going on? But I was taught a long time ago, when you are taking new grounds and new territory, it's like an earthquake begin to happen. Old things begin to shake off and fall apart. It has to, because you're no longer occupying that space. You're getting ready to move somewhere else. So I've been blessed to always find people that I trust their leadership. So when you set your intentions, you have to trust the leadership of the people that you are around. So do your due diligence and find a way to trust, find the right people. Right. That's like super important. So it always starts with self. And even with paying bills, anything. If you have a debt you want to pay, I'm telling you, I meditate. God showed me the way I can get out of all of that. It's like it just comes and you can do it because it's a life skill, but it starts within self, like what you believe and how you set your intentions, and it's all within. It's just powerful. It's just mine is on the other side. You can't see it.
Right. No, that was an excellent answer. Before I let you go, I want to just get into your games a little bit. If you can just talk about them a little bit more. And also, how are the kids reacting? Because I was on your website. Talk about how the games and how they react to them, because they seem like they really loved them. That was really impressive.
Yes, you know what? I had an interview with Spectrum, so I forgot to share the Spectrum link with you.
Okay.
But they love the game. Like the kids really love the game because, I'll talk about CEO first.
Okay.
CEO, the kids love it because it's interactive. So like I have these sharks, for an example. They have sharks inside. Mm-hmm. So sharks is like, it makes you more aggressive to build your business. So when you get these sharks in your hand and you can get them back to back and you're looking for that particular desired business you chose, and the kids be like, okay, I got a shark, and then here's another shark, they get to busting these sharks on you and they get to go in their opponent's hands and take out cards and because they're looking for their business. So I love it because it makes it interactive. It makes it where they're engaged with one another and not their phone. They're coming back to reality. They're not engaged in these computers and what you call that? These games on these, what's the things called? Xboxes.
Right, PlayStations, Xboxes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you have to come to this reality. You have to be focused and intentional and really understand that you are a creative being. And what you set your mind to, we can accomplish it. We can do it. And I start off with love because until we begin to love each other, our culture, the people around you, when you really set that and clear out your physiological system, clear it out, start over, start new and fresh, and you really create something with people, and you all have the same type of vibration and that energy, it's going to happen.
Right.
It's going to happen. Yeah. So that's what CEO card game. Like once these sharks start coming up, these sharks are these are fun. When they start popping up all over the place and those kids get to, they know what time it is and they're building their business, being aggressive, want to be the first person, because whoever is the first person, that's who becomes a CEO. You're the boss. So that's how you play this one, and it's pretty fun. And this one is my favorite actually because it's so interactive. Yeah. This one here, my nephew, he's 10 years old as of yesterday, and his teacher said, bring a game to school. This is when schools were open.
Okay.
So he took this game to school. He loves this one. He's only 10. And he loves it. I don't know if it's because it's a male thing. He loves the money part, the tokens and the investment and things like that. But this game is tricky because you can win a round or two, but you don't really know who's going to be the winner to the very end, because it's just like the stock market. It goes up. Your investments can be off. Your investment, it goes up and down. It all depends. So by the time you're down to the grand total, you don't know who's going to win. Wow. I had a person start playing. We started the game, and this individual joined we were on round 1, number 6, for an example. He started the game late. He ended up being he almost won the game.
Wow.
He almost won the game because you don't really know it's all up to the individual. Wow. Some people will play this game and then they'll take their largest token. Let's say if they have $25,000. They'll take their $25,000 token and put it to the side. And I'm like, what are you putting money to the side for? You're supposed to be investing that money. And it reveals what you know about money. It reveals what you think about money. It reveals a lot about self and your decision making when it comes down to certain moves you should make financially.
Right.
It makes you pull back. Should I? No, go for it. What should I do? Even with CEO, I'm gonna go back a little bit with CEO. CEO, people will say stuff like, "Can I change my business?" No, you can't change your business. Stick to what you started with. Same with this. Can I move my token? So it's just funny how it just reveals a lot about you, what's going on deep inside your thought pattern when it comes down to finances, investing, business, etc.
It's amazing because, like you said, you had one of the kids put 25,000 up, and I'm thinking in terms of just a game, them having the ability to start practicing the concepts of putting up money, investing high amounts of money. That's powerful in its own. It's really phenomenal.
Exactly, just that little bit right there. They put up like, now I'm gonna save my 25,000 because
Right.
in the game, depending on the round you're on, you have 6 different rounds. Each round, you don't know when you're gonna lose money. It's up to how you invest your money. So if you lose the money, let's say you're on round 1 and you lose your money, the second round you get all your money back so you can start all over. So you get that fresh start each round, but the grand total is what matters. So yeah, they'll stash their money to the side. Some people, my nephew, he likes to double up on his money when he make his investments. He likes his money to go high. So I mean, you just see the risk your children would like to take. You know what I mean? Giving them the boldness and the courage. But then it's like a boxer getting in a ring to fight. You put a boxer in a ring to fight that has not been trained. What's gonna happen? They're gonna get the mess beat out of them.
Right.
Here it is. You put a boxer that's been trained. Then they at least know how to duck and dodge and block, you know?
Right, without a doubt.
Right. So it's kind of like, it's like something working on a physiological side, a side of us that we can't see. But the individual can tap into it and become aware, and you can have some type of insight to know, I'm going to come back from this. Look at Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was a millionaire a couple of times, you know, and he was broke. Look at Mike Tyson, for an example. He was a millionaire, then became broke. See, once you get it, you got it. And can't nobody take it from you. You know what I mean? But you got to believe in yourself and have that love for yourself and know enough love within yourself to know you're going to come back.
Yes.
You know? So you have to have the tools that people can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you again. Please tell the people where they can go and get your games, your product, and if they need to contact you guys for any questions, how could they get in contact and buy your products?
Awesome. Well, you can go to my website, Superinvestors, with this plural, superinvestors.org. And my information is actually on my website. You have myself, my office line there and everything. You have my contact email. You can send me an email if you like. I'm very reachable. I'm not dodging. I'm in the city of Long Beach. I have an office in Long Beach, obviously. Yeah, that's the easiest way to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Superinvestors, Instagram, superinvestors.org, or at Superinvestors on Instagram. Facebook, Superinvestors, everything is Superinvestors. And if you can't find Superinvestors, Valencia Esther Queen is still Superinvestors.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you again. But last question, and I got to ask you this. Something had to happen in you growing up or something to make you so compassionate about, financial literacy. Well, it's usually in an event when, with entrepreneurship, like myself, when I got passionate about entrepreneurship, I almost lost my job a couple of weeks before my wedding. And I'm never going to let this happen again. I'm always have something just in case. What was the event or something that made you decide on this financial literacy in the games and stuff? What impacted you?
Okay, so my sensitive side, I'll open up. When I remember my cousin, he was in kindergarten actually, and I believe I was in middle school. And we went to his graduation, and so when they have the little kids graduating, they line them up, and one kid will say, I want to be a police officer, and they give their speech, and you have a nurse. And my little cousin snatched the microphone. We was like, and so he goes, I want to have my own business. I want to be my own boss.
Wow.
And I looked and I said, you can have your own business? I was like, you can be your own boss. And so from there, I was blown away. And that stayed with me. And then, life happens and things happen throughout life. And I ended up in horrible situations. And I just remembered if I had something to do to take my mind away from what I was going through as a child, because people people try to say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. You a child. You ain't going through nothing. But you fail to realize is that that's when we go through the most, when we're kids. Because then people don't make it seem like our voices are big. Our voices can't be heard. Or we're misunderstood. So through childhood trauma and situations, I just wish I had something. And then that led me to kids being homeless. Like I remember this little boy, and he was about 8 years old, and he was sleeping in a car with his mom and dad. And you wouldn't have known that until he said something. But then I'm just like, he knows that they don't have money. Mm-hmm. He knows that they don't have money. But what if you give him something, for his life and his future? So when he gets older, he can have a sense of money and know what to do with it, to know that this is what it takes to take care of myself. Money is not just money. The knowledge of money is a financial lifestyle. It has to be taught. You have so many kids that are out there on Skid Row, homeless, being abused because they need to eat.
Right.
And it's because of money. People use money as a commodity to hurt and harm other people. So with that being said, that's my passion for it. That's why I have so much passion behind it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you again for enlightening us, man. You not only did you promote yourself, you gave us some powerful information about entrepreneurship, financial literacy. Please let them know where they can contact you again.
Yes, contact me at superinvestors.org, the website. My information is on the website. My address to my office is on the website. The building is full of cameras all around the building. FYI. Let's see here. You can email me. You can my platforms is LinkedIn at Superinvestors. What is the other one called? Instagram Superinvestors. Facebook Superinvestors. And if you can't find Pinterest Superinvestors. And if you can't find Superinvestors, you can look up Valencia Esther Queen, and you'll find me all day.
All right, Miss Valencia Esther Queen, superinvestors.org. Thank you so much, and
thank you. Thank you.
All right, man. What a powerful interview. We were blessed to have my sister, Valencia Esther Queen. She is the CEO of superinvestors.org. Please check my sister out. You want to get those games to learn, not just for your kids, but you can learn with your kids on how to be an investor, how to save money, things that we all need to do. So, I want to thank her again. The website, superinvestors.org. You have a Facebook and everything else, and you can get all of her information. These games are fun, and we definitely got to support Black-owned. This is something that's giving us knowledge and teaching our kids about how to start their own business and how to invest. And if we can learn with them, you can't beat it. Speaking of which, have you been to the Sankofa for Her webpage yet? Have you been to my sister site? You got to check this out. Let me put y'all down with it. She gives a lot of African history, and from her travels and things like that. Let me put you down with Miss Tammy Gibson real quick before we're out of here.
In order to have a future, you have to know your past. My passion for African American history is the generations of foot soldiers, inventors, entrepreneurs, and educators who have shaped me into the woman that I am today. From the motherland to my beautiful city, Chicago, and around the world, as a travel historian, It's my obligation to honor and educate about the contributions of African Americans who have built this country. Be inspired by my journey.
All right, that was my sister Tammy Gibson. She is always educating. I'm always following her, just getting a lot of knowledge on who was born this day and things of that nature. So you definitely want to check out her webpage, and that is Sankofa Travel for her, I believe. Definitely check that out. Also, last plug-in, if you haven't gotten the mail trek yet, powerful information teaching your kids about our history. It's a phenomenal educational platform via cartoon.
There are many films about slavery told through foreign lenses. Now witness the full story from an African perspective. How did slavery in Africa begin? The major players. Who resisted? Learn the answers and much more in Mel Trek, Exploring the Ma'afa, Part 1, The Arrival of the Portuguese.
Man, that's tough. So again, I want to make sure you guys go to this website, www.superinvestors.org. Check out our sister. There we go. Sister Valencia Esther Queen. She is the CEO. She gave you all of her information to contact her. And please support her. Get these games. Learn. Play with your kids and your family. It's very important that we become more financially literate. So I want to thank you guys again. Hotep. Remember, health, wealth, knowledge of self. We definitely growing, man. If you are checking us out, if you don't like watching videos and you up and about at work, definitely go to the podcast. We're on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, I believe. We're all over the place with our podcast. We just hit, I think, a certain amount of views, so we were definitely glad. Download, so we're definitely glad for that. And we're going to keep grinding. Tomorrow, we got a powerful show with Brother Jay Rich. Whenever we got Brother Jay Rich on, you know it's about some powerful topics and controversial topics. So, man, once again, I'm out of here. I want to say Hotep. And tomorrow, about 8 o'clock, we're going to get it in. Call the show. We out of here. Superinvestors.org.
Real truth and power.
Hotep.
Health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Let's talk about it.